welcome to this week's vlog. As you can see from the title of the vlog, today we're going to be doing like a bit of a show ring assessment, kind of thinking where are we at and where do we want to be. So it is roughly 8 weeks for me until the affiliated showing season starts. So I've got 8 weeks to be prepared. So I'm starting off at home, just in the old show wardrobe. And the first tip I've got for anyone who's, not done a lot over winter and is thinking about getting ready for the show season, go in your showing wardrobe and check A, your clothes fit, and B, they're not absolutely filthy disgusting from last year, because I've worn my wool jacket for hunting season and it's muddy and disgusting, so that needs dry cleaning. And I've also got a new show jacket, this one here, to wear with Donnie this year, and that fits nicely. I've just got to find like a nicer tie to go with it, and I need to start wearing my show boots like around the house because they're really tight and uncomfortable, so that needs doing. But I kind of like to make myself a little bit of a list, so at least I know what I need, where I'm at and where I want to be. So that's sort of home. Let's scoot down to the yard and have a look at Don. So we've just taken Donnie's rug off and me and Mum have been grooming him. Mum's here today too because she wanted to spend some time with the horses. And I just want to have like a bit of an assessment and look at him and how he's looking. Is there anything I need to work on muscle wise? I'm pretty happy with him. I'm happy with his condition. You can see he is bum high at the minute, but that's because he's a growing boy. He's got a nice shoulder. I think that's a really nice element of him. Really big, powerful, nice shoulder. You can see here how it works up. We've got a big space there. I think he could do with a little bit more top line, but for a 4-year-old, it's not bad. But compared to the other horses, we could do with a bit more shape. I'd like a little bit more here. His bottom, that's looking much better than what it was. I still think he could probably have a bit more here. I'm not jabbing him with the scissors. And a little bit more here. But that's me being quite fussy. And his legs need trimming. But overall, I'm happy with how he's looking. So I've also got Donnie's show bridle out today, which he's never had on. As you can see, it's absolutely brand new with double bits for the show ring. I'm going to try it on. I don't know whether I'm going to ride in it today or anything, but I just thought I'd try it on him because that's a start. One step getting closer to being ridden in it. And he does really need a show saddle for affiliated showing, but that saddle is absolutely fine for now, but at least I know what I need. And it also needs like a showing number because I don't have one big enough for him. So just things to look through and know that I need to get ordering. Donnie! Look at him, he's so cute. So Donnie has got his show bridle on for the first time. He did not like having this put on, and he put his head up so high it was really hard to get on. He just didn't understand that he had to open his mouth a little bit wider to get the double bits in. I'm really happy with the overall fit and the way it makes his head look. We've got this lovely thick noseband, nice thick brow band too, to make his head all look in proportion. I'm happy with the way the bits are sitting in his mouth. The only thing I haven't got on here is a lip strap, which should fit on here and just go through this loop and go around the other side. And that's just to hold the curb chain in place. But overall, really happy with the way it is all looking on him. The buckles are in line with his eye. The reins are a lovely length too. Yeah, I just think it looks really nice. But I'm not sure if I'm going to ride him in this today. I just want to get into the habit of putting this on him like once a week and him just getting the feel of having the 2 bits in his mouth. We'll see. I don't know whether I should keep it on him or not because he's very settled with it in his mouth. But I would like to do most of my schooling in a snaffle. Yeah, you can itch your knee. Good boy. Good boy. But yeah, I'm happy with this and how it looks. Yeah, good boy. And like most babies, when they're sort of putting bridles on for the first time, I just want him to have it in his mouth for a bit, play with it, and then we'll take it off. Good boy. So I decided to ride Donnie in the field today because schooling in the field gives more of a show ring environment. There aren't many sort of big shows that are on a surface. There may be the odd one or two, but he will mainly be ridden out on grass. So I want to make sure he's confident about being schooled out in the field. And also there's more to look at when you're like out in the field, and it is more exciting. So to start off with, I've got this lovely field which is just a nice size. I'd say it's very similar to the size a show ring's going to be, and I just wanted to school him round, and basically to kind of up my game on when I'm riding, I just kind of ask myself, is this good enough? And you can just see from the trot, he's definitely got more energy and he's going much nicer in the trot. He's just arguing with his head a little bit to begin with, but he's now starting to settle. I am only just warming up. But yeah, his walk is definitely stronger and his trot definitely has more energy, more go. He's more engaged in his back end, as you can see when you look at his bottom. So I am much, much happier with this. From a judge's perspective, this is really nice. Just here, he's much more rhythmical and sort of holding himself together, but I would like to see him still more consistent in the contact, and I wish could just keep my hands a little stiller and use a bit more leg. And if he doesn't respond to the leg, I need to tap him up and be straight on it, because with showing, it has got to all look and be perfect, and not just perfect for when I'm riding. He's got to go this well when a ride judge gets on too. I also make sure I work on lots of transitions, so he stays smooth and fluent through his transitions. It looks much smarter and teaches him to hold himself through those movements. So we are now going to have a look at the canter. This is obviously his greenest pace. However, I think it's actually going to be his strongest gait when he gets going, as he has this lovely big canter that really covers the ground, and he really can sit and engage on his bottom too. So I think his canter is going to be the best, but at the moment it's still wobbly and he finds it quite hard to keep in a rhythm, keep going and sort of work over his back. It all becomes a bit too much. But actually, I love this rhythm. He just needs to come up a little bit more. You can see like here, I just want to like kick, because he's sort of just going up and down, and he needs to just sort of stretch out, stay in that rhythm, but just give it a bit more oomph. And that's why he's sort of in and out of the contact too. As you can see, he wants to put his head right down, and it's getting that balance of getting him going forwards and getting him soft through his contact. But not totally awful. There is some really nice bits of work there. It's just something I need to work on. But do I think it's doable in 8 weeks? Yeah, definitely. I think we can get this canter cracked in 8 weeks. I've just got to keep it fun and interesting rather than just keep cantering around the school. So this sort of exercise, just coming out here and riding in the field, is really good, because it's not so boring for him then. This rein, I'd say he definitely looks a little more unbalanced, like he wants to break more. It's definitely harder for him. But every horse has a weak rein. And the final pace we need to look at that's included in a show is a gallop, because hunters are like famous for having an absolutely cracking gallop. Now, I'm not expecting him to be able to just gallop beautifully on his first attempt. Here I'm just riding a circle in canter, and all I'm asking for is for him to extend his steps over this next long side. So I'm going to come around the corner, put on a bit more leg, soften the hands, and just say, come on, take bigger steps. And you can see here, he is taking bigger steps. It's messy, you know, it doesn't look absolutely perfectly beautiful. We aren't galloping, we're just asking for some bigger steps. So I need to start doing this, I'd say once a week at least, once I've got him cantering, just asking for a little bit more. And the more we ask, the more I'll get, hopefully, and then this will improve until we end up being able to gallop, and hopefully out hacking we will be able to have good good go at it and follow something else where he can sort of get the wind up his tail. Donnie's just had a good canter round, and we're going to do a little bit of a clap test. And Mum is going to be my volunteer cheerer on. We're going to start off with a quiet clap and build up. When you're ready, Mum? Good boy. Good boy. And you'll be surprised how many horses react to this. We must think you're absolutely nuts, but Will used to hate clapping. So yeah, that's a good little test, and because every time you do your lap of honour, usually somebody claps. So that's a nice little warm-up for Don to get used to some clapping, but he doesn't seem to mind. Good boy. I've just ridden Donnie, and I've just hopped on Finny, and I'm going to go for a hack today with Finley, because Finley's kind of there with the showing and the competitions. He's the sort of horse, he's in work all year round. He loves to work. He's 15, and he is the sort of horse I can just take to a show. He isn't going to change loads in his way of going and the way he is built, but he does need a bit more muscle on his bottom, I think, and he could do with having a little bit more coverage all over. He's been like hunting, obviously, so he's quite athletic looking at the moment. So I'm just going to be taking him for a hack, and my sort of plans with Finley are just to do the odd unaffiliated bit, have fun. I would have really liked to have done the Senior Showing Society veteran qualifiers this year, but due to cost, I don't think I can afford to do all the showing I want to do with Donnie and all the showing I want to do with Finley. So I am mainly going to focus on Don, and Finley's just going to go and do fun stuff, hopefully, because he's just awesome and I love riding him. And I am hoping to take him to some shows and do veterans, because we've not done that before. So yeah, that's kind of my plans, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog, and we will see you next week. Bye!